blockchain is a registry of assets and transactions. These transactions can be financial transactions, but they can also be data. Data which is exchanged and stored in blocks. This is why we call it a blockchain. In addition to this, we have a peer-to-peer network. So we have a network of computers exchanging data, exchanging transactions, and all this, in addition to smart contracts, make what we call blockchain. We have three different types of blockchains. We have public blockchains, which are the ones of Bitcoin, where basically anyone can read, write, add data to the ledger, and consensus is obtained through all the nodes. And then we have private blockchains. It means that we have one institution which created a chain internally for itself. And finally, there's consortium blockchains. Consortium blockchains is when you have multiple companies that are trying to build a new ecosystem and trying to really create something new by leveraging their capabilities all together.
We, Santander, we belong to, or we participate in different ecosystems, private consortiums, private blockchains. Now, Alastria is about a totally different ecosystem. This is an ecosystem where we try to digitalize the whole economy of a country. The functionalities that we wanted to achieve is how do we go beyond the digital transformation of single companies. Every company has to transform digital itself. But the challenge for the whole economy is how these companies can collaborate in a way that they can exchange in a secure way value, which is, by the way, money also, avoiding central entities. We need what we call a universal collaborative platform. In the current situation, we have the centralized systems on the right. It can be very secure, but you have to trust on a single entity. On the other side, well, this is totally decentralized, but current implementations. In private consortiums, here are somewhere in the middle. We don't want to be as a private consortium, which is very closed. So it's a public permission network which is compatible with regulation, because we want to digitalize the whole economy of a country.
This is a technology race, in a way, with different features, weaknesses, and a standard is yet to be established. Today, with AI, IoT, and a lot of different disruptive technologies, silos are being challenged. And in the banking sector, it's obvious we're getting into an open data environment. Data is the new oil, basically. People will need to figure out how to monetize those features. The whole world is going to be digitalized. We will have digital twins of everything. And that gives us transparency about the whole world that needs to be leveraged for creating business and better comfort for humanity. We have issues to deliver this. One is trust in the data. Then comes the second challenge to be addressed, the machine-to-machine seamless payment. All those things need to happen in real time. Banks are not fast enough. And blockchain has an intention to serve that purpose. That's the vision where every kind of item, the physical world will be interconnected, and every kind of device can pay one another. And it starts by sharing data securely. A lot of the blockchain innovation has been driven by banks so far, to a great extent, to learn, and by looking at cost efficiency gains. The real gains are in value proposition, reinvent the business model of the banking sector. They need to adjust to the new demand, the new needs of this whole machine-to-machine economy, where at the end it's all about serving the citizen.
How can trust work in a digital world? Everybody will trust Google on almost any question. We have a trust relationship with algorithms. When we are flying, we trust the technology of the plane, but we trust the computer which is piloting the plane in landing operations. The problem when banking is at stake is how will banking systems create or use the ecosystem? Is it by translating trust from the existing world, or is it by using the trust system, the trust ecosystem already working? For blockchain banking systems to work, the blood in their veins of the networks is at the same time data and trust. How, in managing data, can any actor of the new networks manage trust. You cannot just manage the data with even a decentralized system if at the same time you don't manage trust from the end customer.
Machines pay each other directly. Then you bring the human and you have the smart sharing economy. So the data marketplace is very IoT driven. Everybody's data marketplace in this open context. We're all sharing data and we are going to monetize that data using sensors and other things. All this is protected by GDPR. What started as an IoT journey certainly is a really human-centric challenge about how do we reconcile this revolution of automation and machines with its purpose, which is to serve the citizens. When you bring banking information together with e-health or your energy profile or your mobility profile, you have your digital twin, and startups and innovators will be able to combine all those data sets to give you customized services. GDPR, basically, from our lens, is definitely not a compliance issue, but it's a huge chance for Europe, and we can harvest it for the benefit of citizens and business.
You need to trust on the other parties, because any commercial transaction to have legal validity, especially involving one company, the company has to be perfectly identified. The identity has to be owned by the customer, by the citizens, and they have to control all the data related to their identity. And depending on the process of verifying identity, we need, in order to have a legal identity, we need somebody to say, to attest, to certify that this number in the blockchain belongs to this physical person. At the end, is the customer who is going to be able to supply this information. The communication doesn't go from company to company. It goes via explicit authorization registered in the blockchain. We are representing in the blockchain real identities of real persons and companies. And then in the blockchain, once they are represented, yes, we trust that the algorithms in the blockchain are going to work. High degree of anonymity, but with full auditability.